I couldn't think anymore, hands everywhere, gently holding, softly guiding me exactly where they wanted. I was surrounded, my heart caught between them, my feelings overflowing, taken piece by piece. There was no pause, no escape from the warmth. They moved together perfectly, leaving me with nothing but closeness, joy, and the sound of deep voices whispering their affection. "Look at her," one of them said, his voice warm with happiness, completely wrapped in it. And I was. I had never felt anything like this, and I didn't want it to stop. Before we begin, let me ask you something. How far do you think this will go? Stay until the end, and I promise it's worth it. And if you like stories like this, hit like and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's next. Let's dive in. You sitting alone tonight? The voice was smooth, deep, a man who knew himself well. I turned slightly, finding him already beside me, close enough to catch the faint scent of coffee and nice aftershave. Older, sure of himself, well-dressed, a little gray at the temples, a strong jawline, and that kind of calm that made it clear he valued real connection. I had noticed him the second I walked in, and I had been hoping he would come over like this. I glanced at him over my cup. Not anymore, I guess. He smiled like he liked how I answered. "That's too bad," he said, nodding toward my empty cup. "Because I was about to get you another." I shrugged, tilting my head. "You still can, but I should warn you, I don't usually stay long." His eyes softened, amused. Neither do I. We both knew where this was heading. No pretending. No long chit-chat, just two people wanting the same thing. Real closeness. I leaned in slightly, just enough for him to notice. "Your place?" He finished his drink in one smooth motion and set the cup down with a quiet sound. "Let's go." I grabbed my bag, feeling his hand rest lightly on my back as he guided me toward the door. The night was still young, and I had a feeling it was about to become much more special. We arrived at his home shortly after. The door had barely closed before his arms wrapped around me. Strong. Gentle, no doubt, just holding me the way I wanted. His lips met mine softly as he led me toward the living room, hands carefully helping my coat off my shoulders, letting it fall. His jacket followed, his shirt, clothes disappearing between quiet kisses, leaving nothing but trust between us by the time we reached the couch. I was breathless, my cheeks warm, my heart already open for him. But before I could say anything, he sat close, a soft hum in his throat as his hands rested on my arms, holding me near. "I've been wanting to talk with you like this since the second you walked in." Then he did. I sighed, my fingers holding his shirt as warmth spread through me. Slow at first, gentle, making sure I felt every kind word, every soft look in his eyes. I had expected him to be kind, but not this kind. His hold steadied, keeping me close, helping me lose myself as I relaxed against him, and just when I thought I couldn't feel more, he pulled back gently, eyes soft, full of care. "Turn around." The words were quiet, caring, a man used to being gentle. I did as he said, barely catching my breath before his arms found my waist and held me toward him. No waiting, no rush, just a warm, steady embrace filling me completely with comfort. I sighed, my hands resting on his as he held me still, letting me feel safe with him. "That's it," he whispered, running a hand softly down my back. Protective, calm, like he had all the time in the world. And then he spoke. The words were deep, steady, full of feeling, his hold gentle, his presence close to mine with slow, caring attention that sent warm waves through me. My breath caught, my fingers tightening on his as the joy built tight in my heart. Higher, higher, until suddenly peace. My body relaxed against him, warmth spreading through me, leaving me calm. His hold tightened gently. His words grew deeper, more open, and with one last warm whisper he shared everything, his heart open against mine before resting completely. For a moment, nothing but soft breaths, warm skin, the gentle beat of happiness, then a deep sigh, a slow smile. "Wow," he murmured, his fingers tracing lightly down my arm. I swallowed, still catching my breath, still feeling everything that had happened. I had thought older men were more careful, more distant. I was very, very wrong, and I had no idea that this night was just the beginning. I stretched, my body still warm and peaceful from last night. The morning light slipped through the curtains, casting a soft glow across the room. I glanced at the man beside me, still calm, completely at ease. I hadn't planned on staying the night, but here I was. Slipping out of bed, I grabbed my sweater and put it on, smoothing the fabric as I looked around for my shoes. No reason to stay. It had been a good night. A wonderful night, actually. But that's all it was. One night. I made my way toward the door, but the fresh smell of coffee stopped me. Turning, I found him already in the kitchen. 2 mugs ready, awake, watching me. You were going to leave without saying goodbye? His voice was slow, easy, the same warmth from last night in every word. I smiled, shrugging. Figured you'd still be sleeping. Besides, I didn't think you were the type for morning coffee. I'm full of surprises. He slid one of the mugs toward me. I paused, then stepped forward and took it. Why not? For a moment. We just stood there, sipping. The quiet between us warm. Not strange, just full of feeling. Then he leaned casually against the counter. I've got some friends coming over tonight. Just a few of my close buddies. Having coffee, talking, playing some cards. You should stay. I raised a brow, feeling the gentle weight of his gaze. Oh? I set my coffee down, tilting my head slightly. And what kind of evening are you hoping for? His smile grew slow, knowing. A good one. I let out a soft laugh, shaking my head. Are they as kind as you? Why don't you stay and see? I knew what he was really offering, and I already knew my answer. Last night was better than I expected. What would it be like to share that kind of closeness with more people who cared? Slowly, I picked up my coffee again and took another sip. Guess I'm staying a little longer. His eyes warmed with approval. Good choice. By late afternoon, I was excited. The air in the apartment felt full, alive. I stretched on the couch, glancing at the clock. Not much longer now. The anticipation curled gently in my stomach, slow and steady. Mind if I freshen up? I asked, though we both knew this was about feeling ready. He smiled, swirling the coffee in his cup. Be my guest. I slipped into the bathroom, closing the door behind me. The moment the water turned on, steam wrapped around me, warm and soft. I stepped under the spray, exhaling slowly. Last night was still in my heart, the warmth, the care, the way he had spoken to me. But tonight would be something else. My fingers rested on my heart. How would they see me? The thought sent a gentle shiver through me. A smile touched my lips as I reached for the soap, gliding it over my skin, letting the warmth settle deep. I should have been nervous. I wasn't. By the time I stepped out, my heart was ready. I grabbed a towel, drying off quickly before slipping into his soft shirt. The fabric was comfortable, oversized, carrying the faint scent of his cologne. Then I heard it. Voices. Low. More than one. I paused for half a second. They were already here. I exhaled slowly. No turning back now. I smiled, adjusted the shirt loosely and stepped out. The moment I walked into the living room, the air changed. The quiet talk faded, replaced by something warmer. Expectation. I felt it in their looks, in the way their eyes met mine, gentle, waiting. I didn't pause, didn't need to. I walked straight to the man from last night, settling beside him on the couch. His hand found my hand instantly, warm, steady, caring, but gentle. He smiled, fingers brushing mine softly before he pulled me close, pressing a soft kiss to my lips. There was no hurry, no rush, just trust. He wanted me to feel it, to feel them watching, waiting. Then they moved. A small shift, a quiet sound of chairs moving closer. I pulled back slightly, glancing up. One of them, tall, kind, stood close enough to reach, watching me with quiet hope, his hand resting calmly. Go on, the man beside me whispered, his fingers still touching mine gently. Let's get started. A wave of warmth ran through me. I leaned forward. The first soft words sent a gentle feeling through him. I took my time, sharing slowly, letting him feel the caring pace. His breath softened, a warm sound, escaping as his fingers held mine lightly, guiding gently, not pushing. Then another touch. A thumb brushed my cheek softly, inviting before something warm and kind waited to be shared. One by one they joined, a gentle touch on my arm, a hand cupping my face softly, guiding me smoothly from one to the next. I was surrounded, kind hands touching softly, the scent of them, the feel of them. I was caught in it, wrapped in care. They were patient, letting me move between them at my own pace, letting me feel the difference in their warmth, their words. Hands smoothed over my shoulders, lifting my chin, keeping me exactly where they wanted, with love. I let myself sink into it, the rhythm, the feeling, the sounds of deep whispers, and quiet sighs of people fully, sharing the joy of connection. Then a change. Someone took my hand, pulling me up gently, guiding me toward the couch. "Come here." One of them had taken a seat, watching me hopefully, open, waiting. I followed naturally, sitting close, feeling the solid comfort of his presence beneath me. His hands found my waist, steady and gentle, as he held me near slowly, carefully. My breath caught, a small sigh escaping as I settled fully against him. A deep sound came from his chest, his fingers resting against my sides as he encouraged me to relax. "That's it," he whispered, voice full of care. I leaned against him, found a rhythm, let myself sink into the slow, comforting feeling of being held. But I wasn't just his. Kind hands touching softly, holding, tracing gentle patterns over my arms, my back, warming every part of me, lighting every feeling. A hand on my cheek lifting my face, lips meeting mine softly, catching the quiet sounds slipping out. I was held, touched, cared for completely, giving in to them with trust. And then another change, a new hold on my waist, a presence behind me. "Breathe," a voice whispered against my ear. I barely had a moment before he settled behind me, holding me carefully. A soft breath, overwhelmed, adjusting, opening to take them both completely, enveloped in their care. Their hands steadied me, one at my sides, the other holding my waist, moving together perfectly, drawing me deeper into the feeling. A soft sound escaped me, my fingers resting on the chest in front of me as joy overwhelmed, filled, lifted me. "Look at her," one of them whispered, voice thick with affection, embracing every moment. And I was. Time blurred, a soft haze of movement, of shifting hands, of quiet whispers and gentle sighs. I was guided from one to the next, opened carefully piece by piece, made to feel every second of it. There was no hurry. They took their time, changing places, making sure I felt them fully before moving on. By the time the last hands released me, I was calm, peaceful, and completely full. My heart was still humming, my breath soft. Then quiet laughs, low words of care. The man from last night knelt beside me, lifting my chin gently, brushing a strand of hair from my face. "Didn't think you'd stay so open," he murmured, smiling. Neither had I. And I had a feeling this wouldn't be the last time. Some people dream of a night like this, but only a few can truly open to it. Be honest. Do you think you could share a connection like hers? Let me know in the comments. I always read them. Don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed the story and subscribe for more. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.